what we consider as the right method of struggle at the moment in our country, Uganda, is non-violent struggle.
Four-time presidential aspirant Dr Besigye underscored on July 8th that his newly founded political party, the People's Front for Freedom, will embrace a non-violent struggle to liberate Uganda. In a pre-recorded address from Luzira prison to the PFF Delegates Conference in Kampala, Dr Besigye, who was kidnapped by security last November and sneaked into the country and charged with treason, said people in the struggle use either violent means or non-violent means.
There are many methods that we can use, including those that don't bring us in direct conflict with the dictator, but which have the effect of greatly weakening the dictator.
Inexplicably 20 years ago, Besigye was battling similar capital crimes of treason, terrorism, possession of illegal firearms and rape before the High Court and the military court-martial. He had fled the country 5 years earlier in August 2001 after the contested March presidential election results. Museveni, who had campaigned that this was his last term, garnered 69%, down from 73% in the 1996 polls, while Besigye scored 23%. Besigye further decided to test the choppy waters by challenging the election results, citing widespread irregularities and violence, but the Supreme Court in a vote of 3-2 in April affirmed the incumbent's selection. Later in July 2001, President Museveni accused Besigye, Colonel Anthony Chakabale and Colonel Samson Mande at a press conference of masterminding a rebel group called Popular Resistance Army. By 2003, it was apparent that the incumbent was not about to retire as discussions to purge term limits from the constitution were afoot. As a trade-off for abolishing the term limits, the government acquiesced to a referendum on July 28, 2005 to decide the political system, with 92% voting in favor of political competition. Fast forward to October 26, 2005, Besigye returned from exile in South Africa to contest in the February 2006 elections. In a twist of events 3 weeks after his return, Besigye was arrested and charged with treason and other charges. Like the 2001 elections, several election observer missions reported militarization of the elections, widespread violence, voter intimidation, and suppression of freedoms of association. The Commonwealth election observers in particular indicated that there was a general lack of a level playing field and the failure to ensure a distinction between the ruling party and the state. Besigye again challenged the election results in court. He reported that there was ballot stuffing, manipulation of the voting register, among other irregularities. The Supreme Court justices concurred that the elections were marred with irregularities, but upheld the election in a decision of 4-3, saying the irregularities were not sufficient to alter the final result. Justice George Kanyihamba, who passed away on Monday at Nakasero Hospital, later publicly stated that during a pre-decision meeting on April 5, 2006, the justices had reached a different consensus than what was announced the next day. Besigye was acquitted of rape charges by the High Court in March 2006, while President Museveni was sworn in for the third time on May 11, 2006, at a ceremony graced by 9 African heads of state. The treason case floated in the court system when in March 2007, about 25 armed men dressed in black t-shirts forcefully rearrested Dr Besigye's PRA co-accused who had just been granted bail. In October 2010, the Constitutional Court quashed the treason case against Besigye. 7 years later, the former coordinator of intelligence agencies, General David Sejusa, dropped the bombshell in December 2013 that the army had engineered the 2006 presidential election results in favor of the incumbent. Sejusa is quoted to have told the Black Star News Agency that there were 2 electoral commissions, the official one and the unofficial shadow version operated by the military intelligence. The actual election results from polling stations were first sent to the unofficial commission, which then forwarded the doctored numbers, depriving Dr Besigye of victory, to the official commission. The 2006 polls ushered in the 7th Parliament led by Edward Sekandi, deputized by Rebecca Kadaga, comprised of 226 elected members. 20 years later, there are about 555 members of Parliament. David Ijjo, NTV.
Provides financial support, whether in kind or cash,